feels quieter than before. Light settles lower along the walls. The air slows without effort. Nothing needs to be addressed. Everything can remain. The evening continues without direction. It does not ask for attention. Every sound softens naturally without disappearing. I move through the space more carefully, letting each moment complete. The rhythm follows behind my movement, never leading the way. The air feels warm and balanced. Nothing feels unfinished. Even the silence feels placed with intention. I allow the pace to soften further without planning the next step. The light stays low and steady and waits. There is no reason to hurry now. No signal to proceed. I remain inside the gentle slowdown of time. The evening continues to soften. The evening continues to soften. Nothing pulling me forward. The evening continues to soften. Time moves with a less definition, but nothing feels unclear. Every sound supports the quiet pause between actions. The rhythm does not search for resolution. It does not conclude. It simply keeps the space calm and open. Nothing interrupts the moment. Nothing breaks the calm. Every second remains connected and slow. The evening continues to soften. The evening continues to soften. Nothing breaking the quiet flow. The evening continues to soften. The evening continues to soften. The sound stays gently in the space, moving without direction, remaining close to the dim light without deciding what comes next, and resting where it is. The room begins to slow its pace. Light softens across familiar surfaces. The air feels quieter but present. Nothing needs to be finished now. Everything can rest where it is. The evening arrives. dies without announcement. It does not ask for attention. Every sound settles into the space without competing for focus. I move through the room more slowly, letting each step complete itself. The rhythm follows behind my movement, never pulling me forward. The air feels warm and grounded. Every sound carries less weight. Even the silence feels intentional, as if it knows the work is done. I allow the remaining minutes to soften without planning what comes next. The light stays low along the walls and remains. There is no reason to continue pushing, no need to decide. I remain inside the gentle transition between effort and rest. The evening moves without urgency. The evening moves without urgency. Nothing asking me to hurry. The evening moves without urgency. Time continues without direction, but nothing feels uncertain. Every sound supports the slowing pace without interruption. The rhythm does not search for resolution. It does not need to end. It simply holds the quiet moment again. Nothing pulls my attention outward. Nothing breaks the calm. Every second remains connected and slow. The evening moves without urgency. The evening moves without urgency. Nothing breaking the quiet flow. The evening moves without urgency. The sound remains gently in the space, moving slowly without intention, staying close to the fading light without deciding what comes next, and resting exactly where it is. Light rests softly across the room. The air feels calm and complete. Nothing everything feels enough. Every sound supports the gentle release of thought. The rhythm does not seek completion, it does not end, it simply allows the space to breathe. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected and slow. Quiet as the evening deepens, lights stay soft across the room. Nothing signals an ending, the calm remains. Settled at last, lights stay slow and calm. The air moves more slowly, nothing has to continue, everything can stay. The evening holds what remains of the day, without asking for attention. Every sound feels softer than before, less defined, more present. I slow my movement without choosing to, letting each action finish. The rhythm stays a step behind me, never pulling ahead. The air feels warm and grounded, nothing feels unfinished. Even the silence feels complete and placed. I allow the final minutes to open gently without shaping there, and the light remains steady and still. There is no urgency left here, no reason to act. I remain inside the gentle ease of time. The evening feels complete. Feels complete now, nothing pulling me forward. The evening feels complete now. Time unfolds with less intention, but nothing feels unclear. Every sound supports the quiet space between moments. The rhythm does not search for resolution, it does not conclude, it simply holds the calm true. Nothing interrupts the flow, nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected and slow. The evening feels complete now. Feels complete now. Oh, nothing breaking the quiet balance. The evening feels complete now. continue, everything can remain. The evening moves without direction, it does not request attention. Every sound softens naturally without fading away. I slow my steps without deciding, letting each moment finish. The rhythm follows gently, never pulling ahead. The air feels warm and settled, nothing feels incomplete. Even the silence feels placed with care. I allow the remaining minutes to open without shaping their end. The light stays steady and waits. There is no urgency left here, no reason to act. I remain inside the gentle pause of time. The evening rests in place. The evening rests in place. Everything pulling me forward. The evening rests in place. The evening rests in place. Time unfolds with less intention, but nothing feels unclear. Every sound supports the quiet space between actions. The rhythm does not search for meaning, it does not resolve. It simply holds the moment still. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected and slow. The evening rests in place. The evening rests in place. Nothing breaking the quiet flow. In place. Ooh, the room grows quieter on its own. Light softens without change. The air feels open and calm. Nothing has to be done. Everything waits. The evening arrives without direction. It does not hurry the space. Every sound feels less insistent, more at ease. I move through the last moment slowly, without planning the next. The rhythm follows gently, never pulling ahead. The air feels balanced and warm. Nothing feels unfinished. Even the silence carries weight, but softly I allow the pace to slow further without deciding when. The light continues to fade and remains. There is no urgency left here, no reason to act. I remain inside the quiet release of conversation, everything feels enough. Every sound supports the gentle pause between thoughts. The rhythm does not seek an ending, it does not conclude, it simply holds the space. True, nothing pulls attention away, nothing breaks the calm. Every second remains connected and slow. The night begins to open. The night begins to open. Nothing breaking the quiet flow. The night begins to still on its own. Light remains low and soft. The air feels settled. Nothing needs to change. Everything rests. The day releases its final movement without conclusion. Every sound feels distant but present. Pace off completely without deciding to stop. The rhythm stays close, calm and steady. The air feels warm and grounded. Nothing drifts away. Each sound remains near. Still I allow the quiet to remain without shaping what comes next. The light does not change as time passes. There is no instruction left to follow, no signal to react. I remain inside the quiet closing of the day. The night settles in fully. The night settles in fully. Nothing pulling me forward. The night settles in fully. Time slows without resistance. Everything feels enough. Every sound supports the gentle release of thought. The rhythm does not seek an ending. It does not resolve. It simply holds the space. True, nothing interrupts the calm. Nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected and slow. Settles in fully. The night settles in fully. Nothing breaking the quiet flow. The night settles in fully. space, moving without intention, staying close to the dimming light without asking what comes next, and resting exactly where it is. Settled and warm, lights stay slow and even. The air feels quieter now. Nothing demands attention, everything rests. The evening arrives fully without notice. It does not interrupt. Every sound feels less urgent, more at ease. I let my movements soften naturally without choosing to stop. The rhythm stays close beside me, quiet and steady. The air feels balanced and calm, nothing pulls away. Each sound remains present and still. I allow the moment to remain open without shaping what follows. The light does not change as time passes. There is no instruction left to follow. With less direction, but nothing feels lost. Every sound supports the calm space at rest. The rhythm does not search for meaning, it does not conclude, it simply holds the quiet moment true. Nothing distracts the calm, nothing breaks the flow. Every second remains connected and slow. The night settles in quietly. The night settles in quietly. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. The night settles in quietly. Softens across familiar shapes. The air feels less active, nothing asks to continue. Everything eases. The evening slows without instruction. It does not hurry the space. Every sound feels gentler, more present. I move more slowly through the room, letting each step finish. The rhythm follows quietly, never leading the way. The air feels calm and grounded, nothing feels unfinished. Even the silence feels intentional and warm. I allow the remaining time to stretch without planning the next moment. The light stays low and still. There is no urgency left here, no reason to act. I remain inside the gentle descent of time. The night settles more deeply, the night settles more deeply. Nothing pulling me forward. The night settles more deeply, the night settles more deeply. Time unfolds without expectation. Everything feels enough. Every sound supports the quiet space at rest. The rhythm does not search for resolution. It does not conclude. It simply holds the moment true. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected and slow. The night settles more deeply, the night settles more deeply. Nothing breaking the quiet flow. The night settles more deeply, the night settles more deeply. The sound lingers gently, moving without intention, staying close to the fading light, without asking what comes next, and resting where it is. Light rests quietly in the room. The air feels calm and steady. Nothing waits to be done. Everything eases. The night arrives without instruction. It does not interrupt. Every sound feels lighter, more distant. I let my attention drift inward without focus or effort. The rhythm stays nearby, quiet and even. The air feels balanced and warm. Nothing pulls away. Each sound remains present and still. I allow the moment to remain open without planning what follows. The light does not change, just calm deepens. There is no signal to respond to, no reason to decide. I remain inside the gentle descent of Every sound supports the pause between thoughts. The rhythm does not chase completion, it does not end, it simply allows the space to breathe. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the flow. Every second remains connected and slow. Everything begins to quiet down. Everything begins to quiet down. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. Everything begins to quiet down. The room feels calm and finished. Light remains soft. The air settles on its own. Nothing needs attention. Everything rests. The evening completes its movement quietly, without conclusion. Every sound feels lighter, more distant. I let my actions slow naturally, without choosing to stop. The rhythm stays close, quiet and steady. The air feels balanced and warm. Nothing drifts away. Each sound remains present and still. I allow the moment to remain open, without deciding what follows. The light does not change as calm deepens. There is no reason to continue now, no need to decide. I remain inside the quiet release. Effort, everything begins to rest. Everything begins to rest. Nothing pulling me forward. Everything begins to rest. Time slows without resistance. Everything feels enough. Every sound supports the gentle pause between thoughts. The rhythm does not seek completion, it does not end, it simply allows the space to breathe. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the flow. Every second remains connected and slow. Everything begins to rest. Everything begins to rest. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. Everything begins to rest. The space remains calm as the evening settles. Light stays low across the room. Nothing signals an ending. The quiet remains. slower in the room. The air feels calmer than before. Nothing needs to be adjusted. Everything is already enough. The evening settles without instruction. No final task remains. Every sound feels softer than earlier, less defined, more present. I slow my movement without noticing, letting each moment complete itself. The rhythm stays a step behind me, never asking me to continue. The air feels steady and warm. Nothing drifts away. Each sound holds its place quietly and stays. I let the remaining time stretch gently without measuring its length. The light remains unchanged as the room grows still. There is no need to reach forward, no signal to respond. I remain inside the gentle release of the evening. Everything begins to settle. Everything begins to settle. Nothing pulling me forward. Everything begins to settle. Everything begins to settle. Time moves with less intention now, but nothing feels empty. Every sound supports the quiet pause between moments. The rhythm does not search for meaning, it does not try to resolve. It only keeps the evening open and slow. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected in time. Everything begins to settle. Everything begins to settle. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. Everything begins to settle. Everything begins to settle. The space remains calm as the evening continues. Light stays low across familiar places. Nothing signals a conclusion. The quiet simply remains. Light fades slowly across the room. The air feels less active. Nothing has to be completed. Everything eases. The evening holds the remaining movement without instruction. Every sound feels quieter than before, less defined, more present. I slow my actions without noticing, letting the rhythm settle. It stays a step behind me, never pulling ahead. The air feels calm and grounded, nothing drifts away. Each sound rests naturally in place. I allow the minutes to stretch without marking their end. The light remains low and still. There is no reason to continue pushing, no need to decide. I remain inside the gentle descent of the night. Everything begins to slow down. Everything begins to slow down. Nothing asking for attention. Everything begins to slow down. Time unfolds without expectation. Everything feels enough. Every sound supports the quiet space between thoughts. The rhythm does not search for an ending, it does not resolve. It simply remains present and calm. Nothing interrupts the flow, nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected in time. Everything begins to slow down. Everything begins to slow down. Nothing begins to slow down. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. Everything begins to slow down. The space stays calm as the evening deepens. Light remains soft along familiar surfaces. Nothing signals completion. The quiet stays. Light rests softly across the room. The air feels calm and steady. Nothing feels unfinished. Everything can remain. The evening slows the remaining motion without effort. Every sound feels less defined but more present. I move more slowly through the space, letting each action finish. The rhythm stays behind me, quiet and consistent. The air feels warm and grounded, nothing drifts away. Each sound holds its place and stays. I allow the pace to soften further without deciding when. The light remains low and still. There is no urgency left here, no reason to act. I remain inside the quiet, really expectation. Everything feels enough. Every sound supports the calm pause between moments. The rhythm does not chase resolution, it does not end. It simply remains present again. Nothing interrupts the calm. Nothing breaks the line. Every second remains connected and slow. Everything feels gently complete. Everything feels gently complete. Nothing breaking the quiet flow. Everything feels gently complete. Without asking what comes next and resting where it is. The room grows quieter on its own. Light remains low. The air feels settled, nothing needs to change. Everything waits. Without pressure, it does not request attention. Every sound softens without disappearing. I let my pace slow further without deciding when. The rhythm stays behind me, quiet and steady. The air feels warm and balanced. Nothing drifts away. Each sound holds its place and stays. I allow the final minutes to arrive without shaping their end. The light remains unchanged as calm continues. Everything grows quieter now. Nothing asking for attention. Everything grows quieter now. Time moves with less definition, but nothing feels unclear. Every sound supports the calm pause between moments. The rhythm does not seek closure. It does not end. It simply remains present again. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the flow. Every second remains connected and slow. Everything grows quieter now. Everything grows quieter now. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. Everything grows quieter now. calm and complete. Light stays low. The air feels quiet but present. Nothing needs to change, everything rests. The evening completes its movement gently. Without conclusion, every sound feels less urgent, more settled. I let my attention drift inward. Without focus or effort, the rhythm stays nearby, quiet and consistent. The air feels warm and grounded. Nothing drifts away. Each sound remains close and still. I allow the remaining time to soften. Without planning what follows, the light does not change as calm deepens. There is no reason to continue now. No need to decide. I remain inside the quiet closing of the day. The day begins to let go. The day begins to let go. Nothing pulling me forward. The day begins to let go. Time slows without resistance. Everything feels enough. Every sound supports the gentle release of thought. The rhythm does not seek completion. It does not conclude. It simply allows the space to breathe. Nothing interrupts the calm. Nothing breaks the flow. Every second remains connected and slow. The day begins to let go. The day begins to let go. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. The day begins to let go. The room grows still on its own. Light remains low. The air feels settled. Nothing needs to change. Everything rests. The evening finishes its movement quietly, without conclusion. Every sound feels softer, more distant. I let my attention drift inward. Without focus or effort, the rhythm stays nearby, calm and steady. The air feels balanced and warm. Nothing pulls away. Each sound remains close and still. I allow the remaining time to pass. Without planning what follows, the light does not change as calm deepens. There is no reason to continue now. No need to decide. I remain inside the gentle closing of the day. The day settles into quiet. The day settles into quiet. Nothing pulling me forward. The day settles into quiet. Time flows without resistance. Everything feels enough. Every sound supports the gentle release of thought. The rhythm does not seek completion, it does not end. It simply allows the space to breathe. Nothing interrupts the calm, nothing breaks the flow. Every second remains connected and slow. The day settles into quiet. The day settles into quiet. Nothing breaking the quiet balance. The day settles into quiet. Space remains calm as the evening settles. Light stays soft across the room. Nothing signals an ending. The quiet remains.